Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family.
Visit our snack bar and treat yourself to some delicious Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches. Cook the Castleberry way, slowly over open pits of glowing charcoal, then seasoned with a sauce that's zesty, yet delightfully mild to please the entire family. Also at the snack bar, you'll find popcorn and soft drinks and candy and French fries to go with your Castleberry's barbecue sandwiches. There's plenty of time before the movie starts, so visit our snack bar right now for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
Pretty nifty rig, eh, Popeye?
Pluto, that's unethical.
Listen, Rut, a little competition never hurt anybody.
I says you gotta move that chow wagon.
And who's gonna make me?
I am.
Oh, yeah?
Pardon me, gentlemen.
Our customer! Right in here for the best meal in town.
A 7-course dinner for the price of the tip balloon.
The red carpet treatment. This is obviously the better beanery.
Why, that double-crosser? What'll it be, pal?
I'll have a hamburger, for which I will gladly pay you Tuesday.
One burger coming up. Here's your... Huh?
My specialty today is baked beans.
I'll have a generous portion, for which I will gladly pay you Tuesday.
There you are. Eat hearty.
There you are, chum. One hot steak on a sizzling platter. spaghetti as you like it.
Creature of unholy vengeance, born in the heart of a man unjustly condemned to death.
In death I shall be stronger than you in life. I will come back from hell and make you pay for your crimes.
Tree monster. Oh, now, Norgu, I know about cannibalistic flowers, but this tree monster is utterly unbelievable.
Dr. Mason, you are a wise lady. But there are many things even the wisest of us do not know.
Land of superstition, terror, and violent hatred. Where beneath the surface of the Polynesian islands, the earth gives grotesque and terrible birth to a monstrous creature, sworn to kill and torture and destroy.
I beg you, pull up the roots so it will die before it murders everyone.
You know what? I have an eerie feeling that this thing knows what we're saying.
Pulse beat is almost human.
Don't be stingy at a time like this, dearie.
Relentlessly, the baranga pursues its prey. Impervious to destruction by mortal hands, ravaging the world in its madness.
We've got to find her. Let's go back. Come on.
I never saw anything like this. Those bullets bounce off like baby shot on a stone wall.
Police headquarters? This is Carter. Johnny Carter.
Oh, sure, they're from another planet.
What a dilemma for young lovers Steve Terrell and Gloria Castillo.
He thought I was kidding him.
Nobody will believe the invasion of the Saucer Men. All this makes it seem natural for a beer-drinking bull to appoint himself chaperone of Lover's Lane.
Hey, for Pete's sake!
And a farmer with the longest shotgun you've ever seen plays the villain.
What's so funny?
Well, I expected to be frightened on my wedding night, but nothing like this.
It's our busy night, too. We've been flooded with calls from people who say they've seen flying saucers and little green monsters. Wonder how that rumor ever got started.
It's too fantastic to believe.
Just think of it. Only this special unit and the President of the United States will know what happened here tonight.
You mean you think we know what's happened?
Look, Mr. Broussard, this contract. Mr. Broussard, it is important you should...
Goodbye. Oh, good morning, darling. I was talking to my hairdresser.
Get me a transcript of Mademoiselle Odette's account. See where my money went.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a degree from Oxford, and yet you have a vocabulary of only 2 words.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, Bill.
What about the stock for your oil securities, sir?
My order still stands. Sell.
But you were buying, sir.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Buy.
Yes.
Next.
The ships lying idle in Miami, sir.
What ships?
Oh, your ships, sir.
What are you talking about?
The Transy shipping fleet, sir. You acquired them together with that, something the matter, sir?
No, nothing the matter. Everything's all right.
Sir, these...
Why don't you answer the phone? Answer it!
But, sir, the phone isn't ringing.
Hello. Hello. Hello!
Monsieur, mademoiselle, she has a razor. She's going to cut her wrist.
Let her.
But, monsieur...
Get out. All right. That'll be all for you two. I want a massage.
Suzanne, did you tell him?
Oui, mademoiselle.
And what did he say?
He said letter.
Oh.
Ah, good morning, Doctor. You're early.
Good morning, Mr. Leslie. How have things been this past week?
Well, he's his usual self.
Oh, that bad.
Mr. Broussard had difficulty in remembering vital business matters.
Oh.
A moment ago, he heard telephones ringing.
More delusions and loss of memory. Good morning, Carl. How are you?
Huh? What? What is this? Do I know this man?
Sir, your doctor, Dr. Sharrow. Don't you recognize him?
I want to talk to you, Carl.
Yes.
What I have to say is personal.
Okay, Bill. That'll be all, Mr. Leslie.
I want to talk to you about your x-rays, Carl.
Ah. Money can buy anything. I have a headache. Can you bring a man from Paris to take pictures of it? Beautiful. The brain of Carl Broussard.
This is a serious matter, Carl.
I built an empire out of nothing, and this is the brain that did it. I shine shoes, and now bankers will fight to lick my boots.
Carl, this is where the headaches come from. This dark area here.
Tell your specialist the headaches are gone.
Carl, you've always insisted upon frankness.
Always.
Then please let me speak frankly now. I have a complete report from the hospital.
Which you can give to my secretary.
Carl, their findings are serious.
And expensive. You're trying to tell me again I'm a very sick man.
Yes.
Yes, but I've muscles of steel.
Yes, a living Rodin. Double vision, Carl. I asked you to rest more. You wouldn't follow my advice. Carl, you have a brain tumor. I don't want to say it, but...
Say it.
Now, Carl, it's difficult for me.
You're trying to tell me I haven't long to live.
Carl, well, if you must know, yours is the type of brain tumor that can hardly be successfully operated on. Carl, I'd like to have you checked again. In a recent medical journal, I read about a young brain surgeon doing experimental work on brain transplantation. His name's Merritt, an American. A man somewhere in Europe. London, I think.
I don't think. Find him.
Yes?
Carl Broussard from New York. Dr. Merritt's expecting me.
Oh, I don't know if the doctor can see you right now. Dr. Merritt, this is Mr. Broussard.
Oh, yes. How are you, Mr. Broussard?
How do you do?
Thank you, Jean. I've been expecting you. Will you excuse me a moment? I'll get your file. There we are. You step in here, please.
Thank you.
Right in here, Mr. Broussard. You can put your coat down. I have the report and the letter from your Dr. Charot. He asked that I be very frank with you.
Of course, yes.
Won't you sit down, please?
Thank
you. Mr. Broussard, I've read your x-rays. I'm sorry to say, but I must agree with the diagnosis.
Surely a doctor of your standing would do something to help me.
I can see you're extremely energetic, high-strung. Your personal physician advised a complete rest, isn't that so?
Yes, but...
And you didn't do it?
Doctor, I don't want to sit and wait to die. I want to be cured.
Hallucinations, double vision, and the reflexes. Mr. Broussard, I'd like to make a test of my own, a chart of your brain waves.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Doctor.
Will you follow me?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Broussard, you've already met Miss Jean Kramer. And this is Dr. Lou Waldenhouse.
How do you do?
Will you excuse me a moment, please? I want to make a chart of his brainwaves.
Yes. Would you come this way, please, sir? I'd like to put you on the encephalograph.
One moment. Doctor, that monkey's head, is it alive?
Oh, yes, of course. It's kept alive by that artificial heart and lungs. Gene.
This way, sir. Will you please sit on this seat? Thank you. Just relax, Mr. Broussard.
Life. What an intelligent, masculine hand for a chauffeur.
It won't work, honey. Think of something better next time.
Scalpel, Lou. Right.
Yes, Doctor. Bob. Bleeding 520.
520. Hold it right there. Reading?
590.
All right, now tie it off.
Pulsometer going down very rapidly, Doctor.
Gene, I almost forgot Mr. Broussard. Will you bring him into my office, please?
Right, Doctor.
Lou, keep a close watch on the monkey.
Sure, Doctor. May I say it was a privilege to assist you.
Thank you.
Would you follow me to the doctor's office, please? Here's the graph, Doctor.
Oh, thank you, Gene.
Anything else, Doctor?
No, that'll be all, thanks. Now, let's have a look at it. You're losing your sense of feeling.
It's my nerves. What do you expect, keeping me waiting like this? What did you find?
Sorry to tell you this, but the graph only confirms what we already know.
Oh, but Doctor, surely you can do something for me.
Someday, perhaps. Mr. Broussard, you saw the monkey's head in there alive.
Yes?
It had been dead 6 years. We restored the head to life.
You restored a dead monkey's head after 6 years?
Yes, revitalized the tissues, made the brain within function again. That brain was just transplanted into the skull of the circus monkey you saw in the crib. Its own brain had suffered a concussion.
You're a veterinarian?
No. That's the way it works in steps. You see, medicine progresses in steps from the lower animals to man.
So, all you would need for me would be a brain. A human brain.
Well, it's hardly that simple.
Buy one. Steal one. I'll do anything.
Think, Mr. Broussard. You would be willing to commit murder?
I tell you, Doctor, I'll do anything.
Oh, yes, come in. Yes, Lou.
Excuse me, Doctor. We've just taken the first readings.
Pulse, respiration, temperature. Almost normal. Tell you what, as soon as I finish with Mr. Broussard, we'll drop out and have a bite to eat.
No, Doctor. I must have a proper talk with you.
All right. You better run along, Lou. I'll be back by the time the anesthetic wears off.
Thank you, Doctor.
Shall we go?
Where's Mademoiselle? She went for a walk. We'll pick her up later.
Carl! Carl!
Can I take you anywhere, young lady?
I'd like to catch up with that car.
Oh, hurry up, you'll lose him.
Car won't start.
Oh. You did it on purpose.
Well, maybe I did. Anyway, why would a girl like you want to follow anybody?
Is that a compliment?
Uh-huh. What's your name? I'm Lou.
I'm Odette.
Hi, Odette. I'm just going out to lunch. Quick lunch, but how about joining me?
I'm starved.
Good.
Lou! Oh, Dr. Red, I'd like you to meet Miss Odette.
Verney.
How do you do? This is Mr.
Yes, I'm already acquainted with Mademoiselle Verney.
Oh, well, we'll see you two later. How's this one?
Fine. The man I told you about.
Oh, yes, he's been consulting with Dr. Merritt about himself. Seemed pretty nice.
But terribly strict and possessive. He was my father's business partner. Since Papa died, Monsieur Broussard insists on finding me a husband.
Without success, I hope.
Completely. I know too well what I want in a man.
Doctor, what I saw continues to amaze me. This living monkey head came from an animal kept in...
Kept in a crypt. It was well preserved. You see, burial in the ground disintegrates animal tissues.
And it had been dead for some time?
For 6 years. We found that tissues can be made to function if properly preserved, even after centuries.
You keep emphasizing well preserved.
A very important point. You see, the embalming process would have to be...
Yes?
Mr. Broussard, we're getting into a very complex subject.
Complex, yes, but very interesting.
So, you are a doctor?
Well, I have a degree, but someday I hope to be a surgeon.
You have the hands of a surgeon. So strong.
I'll bet it would take a very successful surgeon to buy you trinkets like these.
There are other things important to a woman.
I'd like to see you again.
I will too. But it would be very difficult.
Why? Look, give me your phone number, huh?
That's impossible. He won't permit it.
Do I have to ask him to?
Yes, Doctor, I get the point. You were trying to save the life of a sick animal.
Yes, at first it looked as though it may be a hopeless case.
But this new brain, won't it cause the animal to act differently?
Of course. Each brain has its own characteristics. The one I used came out of an ordinary household pet with limited intelligence. Now, transplanted into the healthy body of an extremely alert and well-trained circus animal, it could very easily be taught amazing tricks.
And all this could apply to a human with a strong body?
Mr. Broussard, a human is also an animal.
Yes, it makes sense. But you would need an intelligent brain, a brilliant brain. And it could be made to change its way of thinking, its personality.
This tiny lady is Madame Tussaud, the founder of this, the greatest waxwork show on earth. This lady modeled the famous and the infamous of her time. Opposite her is the famous Sleeping Beauty, who's been breathing like this since 1793. She was modeled from a well-known beauty of the court of King Louis XVI, who preferred to be guillotined rather than submit to the embraces of Robespierre. And now, if you'll walk this way with me. Here we have that much-married monarch, Henry VIII, and his 6 wives. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, Catherine Parr. 2 he beheaded, 2 he divorced, 1 died in childbirth. Here we have the greatest criminals of modern times. Hitler, Goring, Goebbels, Ribbentrop. This is Guiteau, who assassinated President Garfield of the United States in 1882. This is the man in the iron cage, John Callis, who was accused, sentenced, and put to the torture in 1762 for the murder of his son. Robespierre, whose death by guillotine marked the end of the reign of terror in France. Here we have Marie Antoinette, modeled from the actual death mask by Madame Tussaud. And this, ladies and gentlemen, depicts the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, which took place, not as many people think, in the Tower of London. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the Sphinx of France, the oracle, the prophet, the physician, the mathematician, the astronomer, Nostradamus, who in the 16th century foresaw the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Day. He foretold the French Revolution, the fire of London, and the rise of Napoleon. A great mystic, a great intellect, graced with the rare gift of prophecy. He wrote about the war in the air, the coming of the atomic age. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll step this way with...
Wait. Where is he buried, this Nostradamus?
In France, I think so. If you'd like any further information about this interesting character, sir, I'd...
Oh, good evening, sir. What'll it be? Later. Now, I want to see Dr. Brandon. Dr. Brandon? I hate to say it, sir, but he's, I think you'll find him over there at the end of the bar. What were you about to say? Well, it's a long time since he was a doctor, sir. Got into a bit of trouble. Dr. Brandon. My name is Count Broussard. I've heard of you. What are your plans? We are going abroad. We're going to France. Here is the first installment for your trouble. You will need new clothes. It is a very special service I wish you to perform for me. We are leaving immediately. France? Huh?
This is it. Quick, take your coats off. Get moving.
Okay. Here's your money. Now, get going, Brandon.
Dr. Brandon.
Quack, Brandon, you mean? You never were a doctor. Now, go on. Go and buy yourself a distillery. You look lovely. I'm taking you back to London right away.
Is this all your baggage, sir?
Yes, those 3 pieces. Here are keys.
Have you anything to declare?
No, nothing.
That belongs to you, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
May I see it, please?
It's a present for Mademoiselle.
A very good likeness of your daughter, sir.
Oh, thank you. Porter!
Where did you get this?
That's not important.
Grave robbing is a crime.
Not for some people.
Whoever severed this head did a very professional job. Spinal cord, why, even the larynx is intact. Whom did you pay to do this?
A very professional secret.
Mr. Prasad, who is this?
Someone unknown. Unknown, unmourned.
Jean, did you send the reports to the Medical Institute?
Yes, Doctor, I did.
Good.
22 days. How much longer?
I don't know. The monkey responded in 7.
Failure.
Look, if you don't mind, I'll be the one who tells you whether this is a failure or a success. If you insist upon sticking around here, then you better find yourself a corner and sit there. This is a scientific laboratory, and we don't work on a timetable.
I'm sorry. Very tired.
I guess we could all use some sleep.
That beautiful word.
Come on, Jean, I'll drive you home. How about you, Mr. Broussard?
No. My car's waiting.
Good night, Lou.
See you later, Lou.
Bye.
Something wrong?
Not a thing, Doctor.
What's with this doctor routine?
Can't you ever leave the laboratory behind, even for an evening? And it's such a lovely evening.
I'm sorry, Jean.
I'm not exactly unattractive, you know.
I suppose the word is beautiful.
I've seen you show more emotion over an x-ray of someone's medulla oblongata. Doctor, what's the color of my eyes? What color?
Blue?
Green.
Mr. Broussard's suite, please. Odette? Hello, darling. Yes, he just left. I told you I had to stay tonight. Look, Jean, I don't know what I'd do without you.
At the lab? I'll be there as usual at 8.
May I give you a word of advice? Don't ever marry a doctor.
Thanks. I don't intend to.
Have a good night's sleep, Lou. Good morning, Doctor. Well, all right.
Good morning, Doctor.
Morning, Jean.
Morning, Lou.
Morning. Our friend here has been up all night.
Yes, he's been keeping late hours lately.
Oh?
Look!
What must have just happened? Jean, the activator.
It's steady.
Good. Blue gloves. I only hope we're not too late. Watch the activator, Jean. Lou, steady on the oxygen. More. Okay. Jean, decrease the charge. Its breathing is stronger. Careful now. Hypo, Lou. Come in. You see who it is, will you?
Something happened to the boss on the way here. He fainted.
Look, take him upstairs. It's the first door on the left. Now put him into bed, huh?
How is his pulse? Fast. I'll be up in a minute. That's about all I can do for now. Keep the flow constant.
Right.
There we are. I'll go up and see how he is. Call me if anything happens.
I will.
Well,
Looks like a slight stroke.
what'd you give him?
This.
That's good. Shot ought to last at least 8 hours.
What happens after that?
Let's wait and find out.
How is he?
He's a very sick man. Oh, listen, before I forget, let's not mention a word about how we're progressing with this.
Huh. From the way Broussard has been following every step we take.
Well, let's face it. He didn't bring this here in the interest of pure science.
But it's his only chance.
It's obvious that he's only thinking about when that brain will be alive again. Then he'll appraise its thinking power, its intelligence and personality. He'll try to make it Broussard. Then he'll insist.
Hello? Yes, certainly. Lou? A female with an accent.
Oh, thank you.
Hello?
Yes? How are you? Yes, I think so. About 7 o'clock? Doctor, you said you were going to try shock treatments tonight. Are you sure you won't need me?
Oh, I don't think so. Anyway, it's your night off.
Why, Lou, you look positively dashing.
Thanks.
Who's that?
Heavy date?
Yeah.
Yes?
Monsieur Carl Broussard, he's here.
Yes, you better come in.
He's very sick, isn't he?
Maybe you'd better talk to Dr. Merritt.
Oh, Monsieur Doctor, you remember me?
Yes, Miss Vernet.
Please, tell me about Carl.
He's resting upstairs.
It's serious?
Yes, it's quite serious.
Oh, please, I must see him. Take me to him.
I'm afraid it wouldn't do any good.
Of course, I know I'm acting foolish, but it's just that...
Miss Vernet, when he awakens, I'll tell him you were here.
Thank you, Doctor. I brought a few things. His pajama, toothbrush, a rope.
I'll take it up to him.
Thank you. You are very kind.
That's all.
I'm going now, no? Oh, my taxi. I sent him away.
I can call you another.
If Mademoiselle doesn't mind, I'm driving toward the West End.
Thank you.
Not at all. Good night, Jean. Doctor.
Good night, Lou.
Good night, Lou.
Doctor, you will call me when he's better.
I'll call you, Miss Vernet. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. That accent.
Hmm? What?
Never mind.
What was your last reading, Jean?
Shock at 6:05.
Increase the charge 10 points. That's good. Now keep increasing slowly. Hold it. You don't know how much you can take.
I can understand after what you've told me.
What, mon chéri?
About you and me, the dark corners, meeting in secret. And all because of Broussard. A young girl like you.
Yes, he wants me completely for himself.
I can see why.
You are gallant. It doesn't worry you.
Why should it?
He can be dangerous.
So can I.
You are joking, mon chéri.
Maybe. But why should we waste time talking about him? Keep the voltage steady. All right, lower the charge way down. That's enough for now. We'll try again later. You have a report for the Medical Association?
I have it started. It's in your office. You want to have a look at it?
Yeah.
Dr. Merritt, he will make Carl well again, no?
Well, my guess would be yes, but providing he undertakes it.
Then if Carl is cured for us, everything ends.
Why? You've got your life to lead.
Oh, you don't understand. Carl frightens me. I wish. Can't you see? There is something you can do not to make Carl well again.
Look, I'm a doctor. Remember that. And if there was anything I could do, it would only be to help Dr. Merritt.
If Carl gets well, we are through. And I see. You prefer it that way because you are a doctor. I forgot.
Oh, you.
It's alive! My brain! It's alive! Brain. They tried to take you from me. Tried to trick me. To them, you're just an experiment. To me, only life. It's alive. You wouldn't tell me.
Broussard.
You tried to steal it from me.
Look, you're a sick man.
No, you tried to kill me. Tried to drug me.
Gene, get a sedative.
No, I'll destroy it. You won't get it.
Oh, Phil, I've got the omnigizer working. All it took was a fuse.
Good girl. I like out into bed. This time I locked the door.
Good.
Michelle.
Phil. Look at it.
Can you hear me?
Michelle.
What did it say?
Michelle de Notre Dame.
Michel de Notre Dame. Tell me again. What is your name?
Michelle de Notre Dame.
Michel... Jean. It's Nostradamus.
It can't be.
The prophet. The astrologer.
The physician.
And your mind is alive again.
I remember.
Yes, yes. Go on. Tell me, when were you born?
1503. Provence. Saint-Remy.
Michel, listen to me carefully. This is the 20th century. Do you understand? The 20th century.
I have always lived in the future.
You predicted you would return, and you have. After 400 years.
They called me a charlatan, an imposter.
Only the ignorant. There were others who said you had a special sense to forecast.
Have they burned my books?
No, no. You are still read and still honored. Many of the things you predicted have come true. The French Revolution, the rise and fall of Napoleon, dictatorships come and gone.
You have caught sunlight in a globe.
That's an electric light. We've a whole new world to show you.
Who are you?
A doctor, a physician like yourself.
We shall have much to talk about.
Broussard was a madman to bring us the brain of Nostradamus. He wants it for himself.
Phil, do you realize what we've done?
Resurrected the greatest mind of his time.
Frightening.
So you see, electricity has enabled us to send voices, even pictures, through the air.
I understand.
But all of these things you predicted in your writings. You even foresaw armies fighting in the air.
Yes, we call them airplanes, mechanical flight. There's also the submarine.
As you wrote, the sunken fleet shall swim.
The plagues of your time are gone. You destroyed them with drugs, living moles from the soil.
The sun.
Yes, I guess the sun, the moon, and the stars are about the only things that haven't changed.
Broussard, you can't keep him locked up in his room all day.
I can try. I'll be right back. We have created artificial hearts, kidneys, lungs. We have even regenerated dead tissue.
Oh.
So, you locked me in, eh? What am I? Prisoner? Animal?
Mr. Broussard, for your own good, I'm ordering you to calm down. Remember, you're my patient. That head downstairs, we know who it is.
Huh. He can hear. He can speak. He told you, eh?
Yes, he can hear and speak. It's Nostradamus. How did you get it?
Yes. Yes, it's Nostradamus. A great mind that can see into the future. Worthy to be called Broussard. I would like to see it. Remember, I am a dying man. I promise I'll be calm.
All right, if you can.
Plasma pumped through these tubes mixes with oxygen, and the fluid returns for replenishment. This way, your tissues receive food.
Yes.
So you see, these man-made devices keep you alive.
It is against nature. Why have you done this? You want the brain of Nostradamus.
Not Nostradamus. You are called Broussard, the master. Your name is Karl Broussard.
I am Nostradamus.
Broussard, remember.
I'm sorry.
Jean. I thought it best to leave him alone. Lou? Thank you, Jean.
Did you notice that look of cold determination on Broussard's face?
Yes. A complete egomaniac. You know, even his delusions follow the usual pattern.
Well, he is desperate, let's not forget that.
Try to imagine you are Karl Broussard. Your father was a drunken cobbler. You hated him.
No.
Assume it is so. At the age of 11, you ran away from home.
You shined shoes, cleaned sewers, did anything for money. You watched for opportunities. You are smart, alert. Today you control a financial empire. Men hate you. You trust no one. Soon you will be the most powerful man in the world.
You think that Broussard will succeed in dominating Nostradamus?
Depends. See, in a way, it's like a hypnotic seance. Some people are susceptible, others are not. We know Broussard is a forceful person when in his right mind. Nostradamus is an unknown quantity to us.
So, you understand? I am buying all these oil properties in order to gain control. I will never sell until it is accomplished. Tell me, will you remember? You will have to carry on for me. Tell me, will you remember? Karl Broussard!
I am Nostradamus.
I order you to answer. I, Karl Broussard.
Stop this. You're overtired, Mr. Broussard. Enough for now.
Yes, you're right. I need rest. Please. Use phone my hotel.
Right over there.
Mr. Broussard here. Give me my suite. What? Try them again. No. No message.
Darling, you're back. I've been so lonesome. Yes, I had a few drinks, all by myself. What else can I do? I have seen every cinema, visited every museum. For my poor, sick darling. Oh, that has worried about you so much. I brought your things. Did I tell you? But the doctor wouldn't let me see you.
Come in.
Cablegram for you, sir.
Thank you.
Carl, where are you going?
I've come to you for assistance. I've just had an urgent message. An important decision has to be made. I'm very tired. My mind is confused. You have a good memory. Repeat what I told you about the oil properties. Please. My whole fortune is at stake. All my life's work. Millions of dollars.
Yes.
Listen. Here is the list of all my holdings. Well, now you know. What shall I do?
You want to gain control. But I say, sell.
You are right. I'll take your advice. We will sell now at a high price. Another coup for Carl Broussard. You're very shrewd, my friend. You will be able to carry on for me well. Operator, I want to send a radiogram. Broussard Enterprises, New York. Attention, Mr. Leslie. Come at once. Signed, Carl Broussard. Thank you.
Stop.
You want to destroy Broussard, not me. I know the purpose I serve. Think he can get another brain. There is one way to destroy Broussard, and I am doing it.
You think fast, Nostradamus. But I won't change my mind.
I said I am destroying Broussard.
Quote on oil and stocks for Mr. Broussard, please. Down 5 points. This is New York, sir. Price is dropping. Your orders, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah. This is Carl Broussard himself speaking, yes. Sell! Sell! Understand? Sell!
Yes, but Mr. Broussard insists on selling. How many shares?
50,000.
50,000.
Here, Mr. Broussard.
What is this? Give it to my secretary. What is it?
Your assignment of additional securities to the banks. You've been selling shares already pledged.
You require additional security from Carl Broussard? Do you doubt my solvency?
Those are my instructions, sir.
This is an order, sir.
Thanks. You understand, sir, this pledges all your assets to the banks.
Oh, are you questioning my judgment now? Get out!
Mr. Broussard, sweet.
Well, how is it?
I'm afraid there are practically no bids for your stocks. Look, if I might suggest, sir, do you think we might reverse the process? Buy.
No, no, I know what I'm doing.
I'll ring you back.
Wait, don't answer. Don't answer any of them. Wait.
Yes? I don't understand. He's in the next room. Who? New York? I'll try. Please hold on. Excuse me, darling. New York is calling you. They say it is very important.
Hello. I understand you have a call for me from New York. Broussard? Yes? This is Carl Broussard, yes. You won't go along with me? No? Right. Right.
Sir, if there's anything I can do.
It's no use. It's all over. I'm ruined.
Where is he?
For the first time in my life, I depended on someone else. On you. You tricked me. You ruined me. It's not I who lost. You made a puppet out of me.
Really, Mr. Broussard?
Broussard!
You must control
Broussard!
yourself.
I order you to get out of here. Yes, and give me these keys you took from my room. Now get out of here.
Your Joseph. Follow that cab.
Wait a moment. Pull up there. Walking out on me, eh? But you didn't get very far.
Let me explain.
You're right. There's not much left of Carl Broussard. All I have left is you and your jewels.
No, Carl.
Jewels and Odette. They go well together.
They're mine.
I'm not going to take them from you. I want to put them on you. See you in all the loveliness I could once afford. I'll put them on you, piece by piece. And you smile for me. Yes. Look, remember? I gave you this in Sun Valley. Now, come. Put on the smile you put on when I gave you this in Sun Valley.
What are you trying to do?
Smile.
No, Carl. No, no, no.
Smile.
Why, darling, what a pleasant surprise.
So it's you she's been carrying on with, eh?
was it?
Broussard. The cranial nerves have been severed. Help me get him in there. That's about all we can do. I'm afraid there's not much hope. It's funny. Broussard wanted this brain. Now we may have to use it to save Lou.
If only we could.
Jean, you better call the police.
Yes, miss. Yes. Yes, Inspector. Mr. Broussard is armed. It won't be difficult to locate him. We have his description.
Sorry to keep you waiting, officer. His condition, doctor? Very bad. No hope.
Surgery?
I don't think so. The damage was too extensive.
You'll keep us informed.
Certainly.
Thank you, Doctor. Miss?
Thank you.
Circulator.
The connections are damaged. Where it was is gone.
The main circuit is broken. It'll die, Phil.
We can't lose it. This is more than an experiment. Jean, check the Almagazer. Plastic cast fits fine. Give me a hand there, will you? Careful. I want to strap it down here. There. That's good. Now we have to feed it intravenously.
We appreciate your cooperation, Doctor. You've given me enough information for a full report.
Good.
Excuse me, Sergeant. There's a telephone call for you.
Thank you. Excuse me, gentlemen.
In here, please.
Dr. Alexander, you are the county medical officer, so I would like to ask you a professional question.
Yes?
Would you have done what I did?
Under the circumstances, yes. We must abide by the Hippocratic Oath to preserve life whenever possible. I only hope that your theory is a success.
Well, if it is, I intend to bring it before the Medical Institute for further study.
Yes.
Ah. First clue of Broussard in 3 days. The local barber called headquarters. This afternoon, he shaved a man of Broussard's description. You'll check, of course.
It could be.
Well, thank you again, Dr. Merritt.
Certainly.
Bye, Dr. Merritt.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I must be getting nervous. But I heard something. Now, let's have a look at it.
No! No! Keep away! No! Keep away!
Connect the feeding tubes.
No. No. Don't!
Jean, are you all right?
Darling. I'm so scared. Those terribly cold hands.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Dr. Alexander? Oh, hello, Dr. Merritt. I understand you've had trouble. I see.
Well, it can't move very quickly. Nourishment? I fed it intravenously. I'm glad you agree. That's right.
You know, it's remarkable it's alive, this head mounted on your assistant's body. That was quick thinking on your part, Doctor, I must admit. The question is how long it can live.
It seemed demented, maybe because of the shock of energy. It's lost its power of speech. Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks very much, Doctor. Goodbye. Yes. Oh, yes, Inspector. Well, I knew it couldn't go too far. Well, that's very near here. Police dogs. Well, Inspector, I wonder if you'd try and control them. I don't want it hurt. Fine, thanks very much. Goodbye. It's been seen close by. Let's go.
Tim?
There he goes. In the schoolhouse.
There he goes. The dogs must have chased him in here. Get him. Right.
Officer, please. Don't go up there, sir.
Yes, please. Broussard!
Get down here, Broussard.
Broussard, don't!
Please, Phil, don't go.
Look out up there!
It's coming. Here it comes. It's intermission time. Time to visit our concession stand. Show starts in 10 minutes.
We're happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here. And while you relax and stretch, visit our concession where you'll find something to please you. There are ice-cold drinks, delicious sandwiches, ice cream, coffee and snacks, and many other pleasing treats. Our foods are fresh and tasty, our drinks satisfying and refreshing. They're so good.
Show starts in 9 minutes. Crispy, crunchy, hot buttered popcorn. Really good. Tender, tasty hamburgers with all the trimmings.
Gentlemen, save your battery and your disposition. When it rains, you can still enjoy the movie with a Drizzle Guard rain visor. Simply press suction cups to the windshield as shown in the detail on your instruction sheet. Drizzle Guards are on sale now at the concession stand, and remember, they are reusable.
Show starts in 8 minutes.
Hungry? How about a hearty Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwich? Castleberry's has the smoky, savory goodness you get only with the finest lean chunks of meat, slow-cooked over a real barbecue pit to seal in the succulent juices, and braised with a zesty barbecue sauce. No wonder Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches have such a luscious flavor. Great with soft drinks, French fries, and other fine snacks. Visit our snack bar now and ask for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
Show starts in 7 minutes. Thirst-quenching, refreshing, ice-cold drinks. Show starts in 6 minutes. Show starts in 5 minutes.
Men, there's a drive-in movie full of juicy people. Wow! It's a trap! Help! It's Pick! We've had it, men.
A pleasant aroma for you, but not for mosquitoes. Pick is easy to use. Light it and forget it. Pick's aroma keeps mosquitoes, gnats, and sandflies away. Pick is the best protection for barbecues, fishing and camping trips, or just relaxing in the yard.
So if you don't want our company ever anywhere, just light Pick and see what I mean? Bye!
Pick is on sale at the refreshment stand now.
Folks, it's really delicious, and we know you'll enjoy it, too. At our refreshment stand, you'll find these pizza pies, freshly baked to your order. Make sure you get yours and enjoy it now.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Visit our concession and see for yourself the delicious treats, drinks, and snacks awaiting you. If you are thirsty, try ice-cold soft drinks or a cup of hot, flavorful coffee. Get something to go with it, like a sizzling and satisfying hot dog or a tasty, tender sandwich. Try one of these delicious treats, and you'll be back at the concession for more before the show is over. The service at our concession is friendly and efficient.
The show starts in 3 minutes. Crispy, crunchy, melt-in-your-mouth popcorn. Fresh brewed hot coffee, as you like it.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of the nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white puffy material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
Show starts in 2 minutes.
What's your pleasure, sir or madam, and all you kiddies too? Sandwiches, freshly made from quality ingredients, soft drinks, cool, tangy, and refreshing. A hot dog? There you are, tender, juicy, done to a turn with some fixins. Hamburgers, ma'am? Just the way you like 'em, meaty, moist, and broiled to perfection. Soft drinks, kiddies? Take your choice, cold, tingly with flavor, all your favorite soft drinks for your selection. Something to eat for everyone, soft drinks to make your evening complete. Delicious, fresh, and satisfying to help your entertainment reach the peak of family fun.
Show starts in 1 minute. And now, on with the show.
Dr. Scott.
Oh, get out of here, Hannah. Can't you see I'm busy?
But you've got to eat something.
Not now, later perhaps.
Probably missed your nagging.
Keep it.
Oh, Dr. Bach, we didn't expect you for weeks.
I know, Hannah, but I found European cooking so vastly inferior to yours, I had to hurry home.
Dr. Bach.
How's Dr. Scott? I hope you took good care of him while I was away?
Well, I didn't have much chance. He's been cooped up in that laboratory night and day.
Is this a laboratory, Dan, or a zoo?
Hello, Richard. I thought you'd be sunning yourself on the Riviera for several weeks yet.
Well, I had to cut my vacation short. The hospital directors cabled me to return for a board meeting tomorrow. The hospital's so overcrowded, they want to add a new wing at once.
Now, you shouldn't let them make such demands on you. Just because you founded Grand Mercy Hospital, you shouldn't feel compelled to take active charge. After all, you're supposed to be retired.
Well, you know how old doctors are. Even when we retire, we like to feel that we're still needed, that we can still perform some service to humanity.
Now, is that why you sponsored my research as a humanitarian gesture?
Not entirely. I should also like to bask in the reflected glory of a young biochemist whose brilliance approaches genius.
Oh, really now? Hannah, how many cocktails has Dr. Bach had?
None yet, sir.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks.
It's strange, though, Richard. I've got something here that almost convinces me I may be a genius. Either that or suffering hallucinations from overwork.
Really? What is it?
It's the new research I mentioned before you left. It's a project designed to prove that the cure of any disease or injury is essentially a process of adaptation.
Oh, yes. You were proceeding on the theory that all living organisms possess the ability, in more or less degree, to heal themselves.
By adapting themselves to any harmful change in their environment. A lizard, for example, will shed an injured tail, grow a new one. A chameleon will change its color for self-protection.
And you hope to develop a cure-all serum from insects, since they are the most adaptive of all living organisms.
Exactly. So, I have developed a serum from the most highly evolved and most adaptive of all insects, the fruit fly. It's the one insect that is known to produce a higher percentage of mutants or changelings than any other. Look.
This looks like the same specimen used by Professor Weissman in his heredity experiments.
It is. So I used fruit flies. I putrefied the bodies, injected a cow, and produced the serum. After clarifying with albumin, evaporating in vacuole, and rectifying
Never
with
mind
alcohol...
the technique now. What were the results?
See for yourself. These guinea pigs were tubercular, yet the serum cured them within 3 days.
And so far, no relapse.
None so far. Now here, the cat with the broken spine.
Oh, that's astonishing. Not the slightest trace of spinal malformation.
This dog here was rabid. Come on, Jimmy, come on. They were going to destroy him.
Remarkable.
Look at this, Richard. This chimpanzee had double pneumonia. As you know, that's almost always fatal in the case of anthropoids. Look at this one now.
Well, I should say he had been most definitely cured.
Now, the zoo sent me this fellow. His throat was terribly lacerated. His intestine and groin was badly torn. Now, here's his picture when I first received him.
But this shows a tawny-colored animal, and this one is black.
I assure you it's the same one.
Oh, then the serum that healed its laceration also changed its color.
I'm not sure. It could have been a natural process. It's not unusual for some leopards to grow a dark or even completely black fur as they grow older.
That's true. This one seems unusually vicious. Could it be that the serum had some effect?
Oh, no. No, he just doesn't like to be experimented with. After all, he's not a guinea pig.
And now, Dan?
The next step is obviously to test it on a human being.
Not on me, I trust.
No, not myself. We're both in good health. I thought perhaps one of the charity cases at the hospital.
Charity cases are not experimental cases, Dan. And that's what this would be, an experiment.
I'm afraid I don't agree.
I may be old-fashioned and conservative, but somehow I feel there is something unnatural, perhaps even dangerous about this.
Well, how so?
The idea that this adaptive ability can be captured and distilled into a serum. That a miraculous and mysterious force of nature can be bottled up, so to speak.
You've seen that it can be, and you've seen the results.
So I have, but you're not ready to try it on a human being.
I believe I am. Look, Richard, think of what this might mean to medicine if it is successful.
See here, Dan, I shouldn't even offer this much. It's against all medical ethics, but let us leave it this way. You continue testing your serum with every conceivable method of check and control. And if I find someone whose case is hopeless, absolutely hopeless, you understand, and if the patient gives his consent, then I will agree to let you try.
How can you find a case like that? If the patient is conscious, you think there's hope. But if he isn't, how can he consent?
It's the best I can offer. When was this patient admitted?
3 weeks ago today. Tuberculosis, final stage. We've tried everything to stop the lung hemorrhages. I thought you might suggest something.
Have you tried the Pilgrim technique?
It's too late for that, I'm afraid. You can see for yourself. She's been running 104 degrees now for the last week, and been unable to take nourishment.
You better have a look at the patient.
Yes, doctor. Name Zalis, age 25, occupation unemployed, permanent address none, parents dead, relatives or close friends none, admitted by emergency call.
Nurse, stethoscope.
I can't pay you for this.
Don't worry. Just take it easy.
I'm not going to make it, am I?
Of course you are. You're going to be all right. You're right. It's too late to resort to the Pilgrim technique.
Then it's hopeless.
Absolutely. There is nothing that I can suggest. Unless... Miss Sewell, get me Dr. Scott. Miss Zalis. Miss Zalis, can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes. I hear you.
Dr. Scott has developed a new serum. It has never been tested on a human being. It may not help you, but I do not believe it can do you any harm. Would you be willing to submit yourself to an injection of this serum?
Sure. Why not? What have I got to lose?
Good. Then you will have to sign this release.
I'm going to give her 10 cc's. Her condition, any less wouldn't be effective.
Point of injection?
Cubital.
It's all right. How long before it'll take effect?
About 6 hours. I'll call you.
Yes?
Dr. Scott calling Dr. Bach.
What's wrong? She's not...
On the contrary. Look at that. The temperature's down to 99.8.
Incredible. Almost normal.
I've never seen anything like that, Doctor. Why, it's like a miracle. What caused it?
One never knows about these new antibiotic wonder drugs.
But I've never seen them work so swiftly and in such a hopeless case.
And perhaps it is a miracle. I was sure the serum would save her life, but I never dreamed it would restore her to normal health so quickly.
It's hard to believe. Normal recovery would ordinarily require months.
Then I'm going to be all right. I'm not going to die.
Hardly. But we have a number of tests to take yet. And you still need the utmost care.
I already feel like a new person. I can't remember ever in my life feeling as well as I do at this moment.
Nevertheless, we can't take any chances.
Now, this is just to take a blood specimen for study. You ready now? The needle will sting a little. Strange, the needle doesn't penetrate completely.
Perhaps it's dull.
Oh, there it is. It's fully inserted now.
She didn't even wince. The needle mark. There's no sign of it. The puncture has already closed.
Closed and healed instantaneously.
Does the light hurt your eyes, Cuber? No. Nothing can hurt me now.
Well, here's our prized patient. When we found that you were not in your room, we thought maybe you'd gone for a walk.
I feel as though I could. Shall I try?
Don't you dare.
What do you say, Doctor? Don't you think I'm well enough to walk now?
The way the sun strikes you, you look too ethereal to move at all.
Well, now, there's a scientific opinion, if ever I heard one.
Good. Very good.
Thank you, Doctor.
She'll be here in a moment. Those are release papers?
Mm-hmm. Dan, I've been thinking. We can't let her go back to the sort of life that brought her here. Besides, I feel we should keep her under observation for a while.
You're still anticipating some harmful after effects.
Not necessarily. But for the time being, I think she should be kept under close observation.
With that, I agree.
Come in. Sit down. Miss Aylis, yours is the most unusual case that Dr. Scott or I have ever encountered. Naturally, we would like the opportunity to continue further study.
Of course, whatever you say. I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for you.
Since Dr. Scott lives with me, it occurred to us that you might like to stay at my home while we conduct certain additional tests that we have in mind.
We understand that you have no immediate family or friends or any job at present.
I'm afraid that's true.
Well, in that case, the arrangements that I suggest should solve your problems and enable us to keep you under observation.
Under observation? Like a guinea pig?
Oh, no, not at all. Actually, well, that is, Dr. Bach and I have grown very fond of you, Kira. We'd like you to consider us as your friends.
I see.
We have plenty of room. My housekeeper, Hannah, can chaperone you. Now, what do you say?
What can I say? After all, you gentlemen gave me my life. Or a new one.
Good. And it's settled. I'd like to drive you home myself, but I have a consultation shortly.
You can take a taxi. Here is cab fare, and here is my address. I have phoned my housekeeper to expect you.
Then you had it all arranged.
We felt sure you'd have no objections.
And if I had, that still wouldn't have made any difference, would it?
Why do you say that?
Because all my life I've had to do what other people wanted me to do. No matter how I felt.
Well, if you don't want to come with us...
Oh, I'll come. But only because I want to. From now on, I'm going to do only what I want. And anything I want. I'm going to get everything I can out of life. Everything I've always wanted.
Well, that was quite an outburst.
I'm glad to see she has such spirit. She was so quiet and timid before.
You suppose it could be the serum? That it produced an emotional as well as a physical change in her?
I wouldn't know about that. As a biochemist, I don't deal with the emotions.
As a brain specialist, I have to.
Can I have this too?
Yes, you can have this too. What chance has a man got?
I want that money.
Huh?
about that man over there. Struck him in the head with a glass ashtray and almost killed him. She must be somewhere here in the store. There's no other way out.
What did this girl look like anyway?
She's a dark-haired girl wearing a cheap black dress. I beg your pardon, madame.
Who's in there? Open up. This is the police. Come out of there or we'll break the door down. Come out of there or we'll break the door down. Open up. This is the police.
What is it?
Pardon us, miss, but we were looking for a girl. I mean for a black-haired girl. 1,000 apologies, miss.
It's perfectly all right. Miss. Oh, miss.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Scott.
Good evening, Hannah. How is our new house yet? I hope you're taking good care of her.
That's funny. You said she was sick and would need looking after, but...
But what?
Well, she doesn't look very sick to me. And she seems mighty able to take care of her own self. Certainly is pretty, though.
I'm glad you think so. Do you mind telling her we're here?
That won't be necessary, honey.
Well, young lady, this is a surprise.
It's wonderful. What have you done to yourself?
Washed my face and bought a new dress. That's all.
But your hair.
I went to a beauty parlor. I wanted as much change from my old self as possible.
And quite a change it is.
Do you like it?
It's beautiful. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
Well, this calls for cocktails. But Hannah?
I'm way ahead of you, Doctor. I've already mixed a batch of martinis, extra dry.
Good. Come.
Sick.
Oh, thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Here's to my experiment.
And to its continuing success.
Thank you.
I just can't get over how wonderful you look. It's such a beautiful dress.
Wait till you see the rest of them. And the lingerie, ooh la la.
You've acquired a wardrobe?
Well, yes, I needed a few things.
A few things. Huh.
Why not show them to us?
Of course, I'd love to.
My, young lady, did you run into a millionaire on your way here?
You're the millionaire, Doctor.
I am.
I used your name as reference to open an account at Bronson's.
Well, I must say you've shown wonderful taste.
I hope you don't mind what I've done, Dr. Bach. I'm sure I'll be able to pay you back some way soon. But I just had to begin my new life with some of the beautiful things I've always dreamed of.
Of course, we understand, Kira. If there's anything else you might need, I'd only be too glad to.
You're sweet. But you've done enough for me already.
You certainly accomplished a great deal in the short time you had this afternoon. I should have thought the beauty parlor alone would have taken up most of your time.
Your hair is simply beautiful. Fascinates me.
Yes, it fascinates me, too. I think we better let Kira rest a while before dinner. I want to check something with you in the laboratory.
Well, if we must, we must. See you at dinner, Kira.
How am I ever going to thank you wonderful men for everything?
By keeping well and beautiful.
I don't know what's come over you, Dan. You're behaving like a lovesick boy over that girl.
It's ridiculous. I'm only trying to make the poor girl feel she's wanted. What'd you bring me down here for?
I want to take a look at something.
What the devil is it?
Hair from that poor girl's head.
What is this, a joke?
It may very well be on us. I've never seen such natural luster. I don't believe the hair was bleached or dyed. I'll know in a minute. Just as I thought. See for yourself. There isn't the slightest trace of chemicals or dye.
You're right. That pigmentation is undoubtedly natural. I may have overlooked something. Maybe the change in that leopard's coloration was not a natural process as I first supposed, but some effect of the serum. If so, then it could have been the serum that changed Kira's hair.
Probably so. But in that case, why was she so evasive about it?
Don't ask me why women are so evasive about the color of their hair. They are. That's all I know.
That emotional outburst when she left the hospital. Emotional disturbances cause glandular disturbances. They in turn produce physical changes. Maybe it wasn't the serum alone that changed her hair, but the serum and some great emotional disturbance.
Morning, Richard.
I wouldn't say that. Take a look at this.
What about it?
Do you recognize that dress?
That's Kira's.
The girl who wore that dress slugged a man and stole $700 from him.
The clothes and the charge account.
Exactly. I never believed that story, and neither did you. That's where she got the money for those clothes.
But how did she get away with it? In spite of a thorough search, the police were unable to find the black-haired girl who assaulted the man. Hours later, her dress was discovered discarded in a dressing room.
That explains it. It was a dark-haired girl that committed the crime, and a blonde that left the store.
And you think that under the stress of the situation and her fear of being discovered, that she actually willed that metamorphosis on herself?
Definitely. And that explains the natural pigmentation of her hair.
But if she can change her appearance, well, the serum must have stimulated her adaptive powers to a fantastic degree.
Good morning.
Morning, Kira.
What a lovely day.
That's your dress, isn't it?
Of course it's mine. I left it there on purpose. I never wanted to see it again. It's only a reminder of my past existence.
Did you hit that man and steal his money?
It says here, black-haired woman did that.
That's what you were when you entered that store.
When that woman struck the man, I saw my chance to get all the things I've always wanted. So I picked up the money he dropped, and in the excitement, nobody'd noticed what I'd done.
Why don't you stop lying to us, Kira? You never dyed your hair.
What do you mean?
We tested some strands of your hair in the lab last night, and it is not dyed. The pigmentation is natural.
Oh. So you've been spying on me.
Kira, we're not blaming you entirely for what you did. You probably didn't have complete control of your impulses.
Are you trying to say I'm insane?
No, no. It's just that the treatment may have unbalanced your glandular functions temporarily.
Never mind that scientific double talk. I did what I wanted to do, and I'm going to keep right on doing it. And I'd like to see you stop me. You had no right experimenting with me. You knew what you were doing. Well, you created me, and I'm your responsibility.
Beyond me. Perhaps the serum produced a mental as well as physical transformation.
She may have developed a devilish cunning with her new appearance. Do you think there is a possibility the effects of the serum may wear off? And that she may eventually change back to her former self?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, is there the possibility that you could develop a counteracting drug? Something that would dissipate the effects of the serum?
It's possible, I suppose. But why?
Don't you see? I am suggesting that you try to develop an antidote to the serum as a precaution, to be used only if we both agree that there is a need for it.
I suppose you're right.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
No. No, it's just another experiment.
I overheard Dr. Bach and you. I know what you're doing.
Well, it's just a precautionary measure.
In case you do find this antidote, what makes you think I'll let you try it on me? Do you think I'll let you change me back to what I used to be? No, never. Nothing can harm me now. I'm immune to anything. Afraid of nothing.
Kira, be careful.
It's nothing. You like me the way I am, don't you?
You know I do.
Enjoying yourself?
Oh, indeed I am, and improving my mind. I never had much time for art, music, and literature. Now I'm making up for lost time among your cultural treasures.
Oh, that's fine. And you'll have an opportunity to display your newly acquired knowledge at our little party tomorrow night.
I know. I can hardly wait to meet all those wonderfully interesting people I understand are coming.
Interesting, I don't know. Rich, yes.
The bigger the bankroll, the bigger the bore. A good doctor here will suffer through almost anything in order to raise money for his clinic.
No, thanks.
This is quite a party you've arranged, Doctor.
Is this the way you spend the clinic money?
No, Henry, this is on me. You have all been so wonderfully generous with your contributions, I feel that I must reciprocate.
What I want to know is, where is this beautiful house guest I hear you're hiding out?
Miss Zalis will be down in a few moments.
Oh, I thought you were married to your test tubes, Dr. Scott.
My husband's clinical interest is running true to form.
Now, Evelyn, you know we never quarrel until after our third drink. Scott, that's the most beautiful test tube I've ever seen.
You look lovely, my dear. I would like you to meet Miss Kira Zalis, a patient of mine. She has been a very sick girl.
No one would believe it. I'm Barton Kendall, Miss Zalis.
Oh, yes, Mr. Kendall, I've heard of you.
And this is Mrs. Kendall, Kira.
How do you do?
So nice to know you, Miss Zalis. What lovely hair.
Thank you.
Doctor, dinner is served.
Thank you, Hannah. Ladies and gentlemen, we can eat.
I don't know what the seating arrangements are, but I'm taking Miss Davis.
Thank
There is she. Where is Kendall?
Well, frankly, affairs like this bore me. But you're a delightful surprise, Kira.
Are you really as rich as the magazines say you are?
Richard, you know, you haven't told me anything about yourself.
Haven't you guessed? Dr. Baugh and Dr. Scott simply materialized me out of a test tube.
Of course. I should have known that anybody as lovely as you couldn't possibly be human.
Aren't you being a little indiscreet?
Naturally. I make a career of it.
Even when your wife is watching?
Evelyn's a very practical and a very understanding woman. So naturally, she's inclined to overlook little things like this.
Please, you mustn't.
But I'd like you to take me home at once, please.
What nonsense. We just got here.
You insist on creating a scene.
I'm not creating one. You are.
I'm not necking with this trollop.
What did you say, Mrs. Kendall?
Oh, shut up. I won't tolerate it any longer. The brazen way you carried on with that girl, I have never been so humiliated.
Then why don't you give me a divorce? I've asked for it often enough.
Divorce? You don't want a divorce, not really. You might have to marry one of these women you get involved with.
Perhaps I shall.
Now, surely you're not serious about this girl. You've only just met her. You know nothing about her.
I know all I need to know. Look, Evelyn, our marriage hasn't worked out and it won't. So why go on with it?
Doesn't it occur to you that I might still be in love with you?
It isn't me you care about. It's the power and the prestige of the Kendall name that you don't want to give up.
Very well. If that's what you choose to believe, then I won't give it up ever. are you?
Don't you recognize me, Mrs. Kendall?
No, I don't think so.
Good, then no one else will.
What do you mean?
Just a few moments ago, you slapped me, remember? You shouldn't have done that, Mrs. Kendall.
No! No!
Evelyn, where are you? Who the devil was that? Evelyn!
Let's move her inside. Careful.
Sorry, Kendall. Death by strangulation.
Why? Who?
Must have been that woman we saw running away.
But what reason could she have had? Who could she have been?
Well, one thing's certain. It was a woman with black hair. Mrs. Kendall must have struggled, grabbed her.
Poor Mrs. Kendall. I caught a glimpse of a woman from my window, a dark-haired woman running across the lawn.
We'd better call the police.
We've searched the grounds and covered everything we can for the time being. I guess I can rely on you, Doctor, to see that whoever was here tonight will be at the inquest.
I accept full responsibility.
Thank you.
Now that we're alone, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Must you, Doctor? I'm very tired.
Tell us once more about the dark-haired woman. The one that you saw from the window.
I've told you all I know.
Are you sure the woman had black hair?
Well, aren't you? You found a handful of her hair.
I think that woman was you.
Ridiculous.
No more ridiculous than the incident of the black-haired girl in the dress shop. I think you killed Mrs. Kendall.
All right. I killed her. She slapped me, and I killed her. And I'll kill anything that stands in my way, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just as much involved in this as I am. And now I'm very tired. Good night.
She's right. There's nothing we can do.
What about the antidote?
I haven't made much progress with that as yet.
Maybe you haven't tried hard enough. Maybe you've become so infatuated.
Are you implying that I'd protect her because I've fallen in love with her?
You wouldn't be the first man to fall in love with his own creation.
Richard, it's nonsense. It's sheer nonsense.
All right, I won't argue the matter. But surely you realize we can't let her go on this way.
Then what would you suggest?
We know the serum affected her glandular system and stimulated her natural adaptive powers to an unbelievable degree. We know, too, that the most effective agent for adaptation is the human brain and the neural system, once believed to be controlled by the pineal gland.
But that gland has no known functions.
Not to our knowledge. But in ancient times, medical men believed that the pineal gland did control the brain. More than that, they thought it was the center of the soul.
And you suspect what?
That the serum contains the long-sought hormone, pinealin. And if it does, it may well have affected that gland.
You mean by hypertrophy of the pineal?
Exactly. If hypertrophy resulted, the pineal gland would have been so overstimulated as to produce a demon, a devil, a creature with a warped soul.
Do you suppose this hypertrophy could be corrected through surgery? That it might bring her back to normal?
I am reasonably certain it can.
You could perform the operation in the lab. What about the anesthetic? We'd have to take her by surprise to administer it.
We'll use ethyl chloride. It's almost instantaneous. We can give it to her in her sleep.
What are you trying to do? How dare you attempt such a thing?
Kira, please let me explain. We're only trying to help you.
Help me? You don't want to help me. You want to destroy me. But you can't. Nothing can. Now get out before I destroy you.
Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Dr. Bach. Good morning, Dr. Scott. Isn't it a lovely morning?
What's lovely about it?
It's Miss Salis.
What about Miss Kira?
She's gone, bag and baggage. Cleaned out every stitch of clothes and left first thing this morning.
Did she leave any word as to where she was going?
Just this note.
That'll be all now, Hannah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, my benefactors, and thanks. You have given me a new life which I intend to keep. I suggest you forget about me for your own good.
Can't let her go like this. We have no idea what might happen to her.
Shouldn't you be more concerned about what might happen to others?
She wouldn't have gone if it wasn't for you. It was your idea. You drove her away.
That's not true. I wanted to keep her here as much as you did. Although not for the same reason, perhaps.
What do you mean by that?
Dan, you're in love with her. I think you have been from the very first.
I suppose I am. Is there anything so terrible about that?
There might be, if you persist in regarding her as a woman instead of what she really is. I think she should have been allowed to die. She was meant to die. But we wouldn't accept the fate that had been decreed for her, although she was destined to die.
As doctors, it's our duty to save her.
So it was. So we thought. So we pitted our puny powers against the supernatural power that had marked Kira Zalis for death. And we won. Or did we win? Did we save the life of a human being? Or did we perhaps only create an inhuman being? An inhuman being that has no place in a human world, that exists only by destroying everything human that it encounters in its struggle for survival.
I told you we'd hear about her, but I didn't expect it would be so soon.
We've got to do something about this. We can't let her marry Kendall.
With that, I agree.
Do you suppose he'd believe me? I mean, if I told him about her?
Would you, if you were he?
But we can prove it to him.
By telling of the experiments, the murder, and incriminating ourselves.
We've got to do something.
But what?
I don't know what you're going to do. But I'm going to stop that wedding.
Hello, Doctor.
Wonderful to see you. Nice of you to call on us.
Would you like a drink?
No. No, thank you.
You know, I'm deeply obligated to you and Dr. Bach. If it hadn't been for you, I'd never have found Kira.
I wonder if I could speak to Miss Alis alone.
Why, of course, certainly.
Thank you.
No, Bart, please stay. Whatever Dr. Scott has to say, you should hear too. Now, what is it, Doctor? Something about my physical condition?
No. No, it's very personal.
Oh, come now, Doctor. You're not going to start that again.
What's that?
I'm afraid that before I left, Dr. Scott was beginning to misinterpret my gratitude as something more serious.
Now, wait a minute. You mean that he tried to make love to you?
Well, yes. To be quite honest about it, that's why I left.
You have a peculiar sense of medical ethics, haven't you?
You fool. I'm trying to tell you that you can't marry her. I won't let you.
You won't let me? Then why not?
Yes, why not?
Oh, come off it, Scott. You're obviously in love with Kira. That's quite understandable. That's no reason to make a darn fool of yourself. That's really what's wrong with you now, isn't it?
Yes, Kendall. That's what's wrong with me.
Delivery man said it came all the way from Italy.
Hold this a minute, Hannah. Souvenir from my honeymoon. Very thoughtful of her.
Where shall I put it? In the cellar?
Now leave it alone. I'll put it in her room.
I'm so bored with this rustic life. For the past 2 months, ever since we returned from Europe, you've dragged me up here every weekend.
I thought you liked being alone up here. Just the two of us.
Oh, stop pawing me.
What's come over you lately? I've given you everything you want. Now you act as if you detest me.
Why shouldn't I? The disgusting way you behave.
Maybe you'd prefer the company of your old friend, Dr. Scott.
Maybe I would.
You know, my wife was right about you that night we met. She said you were a trollop.
Oh, yes. And then she slapped me.
That's an idea.
And then she died.
What do you mean by that?
Now, what do you suppose?
Are you threatening me?
I might be.
What's changed you so? Lately, when I try to touch you... Why did you marry me? Just for my money, is that it?
You are perceptive, aren't you?
Haven't you any feeling? Aren't you even human? I shouldn't look so smug if I were you. It'd be a very simple matter to change my will.
Oh, don't be silly, Bart. I was only teasing to see how much you really love me. Get away from me, you drunken fool!
You devil. I'll kill you.
Go ahead, try it.
Darling, forgive me. I didn't know what I was doing.
It's all right, boy. It's all right.
We've got to stop the bleeding. Bandage of some sort. There's the doctor in the village. Shall I phone him to come here or take you in the car?
Take me in the car. It'll be quicker that way.
Lie still, Kira. You'll start the bleeding again.
You needn't worry about that.
I don't understand.
You will, Bart. You will.
What is it, Kira? Why are you acting so strangely?
In a moment, you'll understand everything. You're going to die.
You must be insane. Stop it, Kira. Stop it. You'll kill us.
Not us, Bart. You.
No, Kira, no!
Do we have to listen to that? Or isn't it gloomy enough around here for you?
I'm sorry if it annoys you.
Until 8.
Dan, don't you think it's about time you got hold of yourself? You can't go on like this.
And now for the news of the Southland, San Bernardino, California. Millionaire playboy Barton Kendall was the victim of a fatal automobile accident today, not 2 months after his former wife, Evelyn, was mysteriously strangled to death. The young socialite's European sports car hurtled off the road at terrific speed, killing him instantly. The present Mrs. Kendall, who was with him in the car at the time of the accident, miraculously escaped without injuries. Apparently, Kendall had lost control of the car because A.W. Miller of Pomona, traveling in the opposite direction, saw Kendall and his wife struggling for control of the wheel seconds before the crash. Highway Patrol emergency squads had to use acetylene torches to remove Kendall's body from the wreckage. Los Angeles, California.
It couldn't be that she... I can't believe that she would do such a thing.
I can. This makes her a very rich widow. We must do something to stop her. I don't know what yet, but we must do something. And you're going to help.
I feel as though I've come home.
Do you?
It was so kind of you to be with me in my sorrow. Funerals are such an ordeal.
Suppose we drop the histrionics.
What do you mean? So, that's why you suddenly became so solicitous. You were very clever using him to get me here.
I'm sorry, Kira. We only did it for your own good.
Face the truth. You killed Kendall just as you did his wife. We are going to put an end to this horror.
How do you propose to do that?
By going to the authorities, as we should have a long time ago. By restraining you forcibly from now on.
You wouldn't be fools enough to do that.
There is one alternative.
What's that?
Submit to an operation.
Kira, I told you this before. We don't hold you completely responsible for what you did. We feel that our experiment has upset your mental balance. This operation may restore you to normalcy.
I have every reason to believe that we can do it.
It will help you, I'm sure of it.
You mean if the operation is successful, then I'll be like any other normal person?
Yes.
Perhaps you're right. But I'm too upset to decide at this moment.
Believe me, Kira, we know what is best for you.
Look, you don't have to decide right away. Think it over for a few days.
You better remain here until you make your decision. I'll send for your things and we can get them right over.
Perhaps you know best. It's been such a trying day. Would you take me to my room?
Of course.
My room. It's just as I left it. And my picture. I'm so glad you kept it. I was afraid you'd send it back.
How could I? All this time you've been away, whenever I looked at it, it was as though you were here. Oh, Kira, I love you so.
I think I've always known in my heart that I loved you, Dan. If only you'd made me realize it before. Before I...
Perhaps it's not too late.
You do love me the way I am, don't you?
Kira.
Then why do we have to go through with this operation? Why can't we just go away together? Disappear? I'm rich now. I have everything I've always wanted. Everything but what I want the most. You, Dan. Think of what I could offer you. The powers I possess. I could use them for you, for us. Think of the heights we could reach together. Nothing in life could stop us. Nothing would be beyond our grasp. If only you'll love me. Help me.
Help you? How?
Bach. He's the only thing standing in our way. Let's get rid of him, Dan.
You realize what you're asking me to do?
Make up your mind. It's either Bach or us.
You must give me time to think. I can't let you go, but I...
Dan.
The way she said it, so calmly and casually, with such appalling assurance, as if she was so sure of her hold on me, so certain I wouldn't hesitate to help her kill you. You, my closest and dearest friend. Could it really be, as you once said, that we didn't save the life of a human being, but instead we created an inhuman being?
We've got to operate on her, whether she agrees to it or not.
How are we going to anesthetize her?
Well, she must have some weakness. Even her adaptability couldn't be infinite. No living organism is beyond the fundamental laws of biology. We've got to find her weakness, whatever it might be. It's so simple. So incredibly simple. No wonder it escaped us.
We thought that a case as complex as hers must of necessity have a complex solution.
What are you talking about?
The law, the simple, basic, fundamental biological law that must be her weakness.
But what is it? What law?
This. No organism can live in its own waste products. Its own waste is poison to any living thing.
That would mean... And it would have to be carbon dioxide.
Precisely. Carbon dioxide is a human waste product. It would be impossible for her to adapt herself to an atmosphere containing carbon dioxide. It could be used to anesthetize her, to render her helpless. She would not be able to resist an operation.
You're right. You've got to be right. But when? How?
Tonight, while she's asleep. We'll have to seal up the room, of course. We can inject the carbonic gas through the radiator connection. When it renders her helpless, we can bring her here for the operation.
The room is sealed off. Where's the candle?
On the table. Be careful. She may not be asleep.
Ready? Yes, you can turn it on.
Dying. Now get hold of yourself, Dan. She's not dying. It's a natural respiratory reaction.
Are you sure?
Of course. I'll open the door. She's unconscious, not anesthetized. If she recovers and adapts herself...
I'm not going to trephine her.
Take it easy, Dan.
No, I won't have her scarred.
But we've got to reach the pineal gland. This is the quickest, simplest method.
Use anything else. Karcher technique, nasal.
Light. That glow all around her. Makes her look like a saint. Or a goddess. A goddess overcome. She's so still, so quiet. Could it be that she... Going to be all right. We can move her to her room now. Perhaps we have saved her after all.
So we thought once before. Whether she is to live a normal life again will not be decided by science, Dan, or even by nature, but by a far greater and higher power. It is best this way, Dan. You know that.